Welcome back. Now we are going to look at the formal sector loans and informal sector loans. When we are in need of money, we borrow it from others. We can borrow it from our family members and from our friends. Some of us borrow money from money lenders or from a bank. The loans from banks and cooperatives considered as formal sector loans. Banks and cooperative societies offer cheap credit facilities. The Reserve Bank of India supervises the functioning of formal sources of loans. The RBI monitors the banks in maintaining cash balance. The RBI says that the banks give loans not just to profit-making businesses, but also to small cultivators, small-scale industries, and to small borrowers, etc. Banks have to submit information to the RBI on how much they are lending, to whom, at what interest rate, etc. Besides banks, the other major sources of cheap credit are the cooperative societies. Members of a cooperative pool their resources for cooperation in certain areas. There are several types of cooperatives such as farmers cooperatives, weavers cooperatives, industrial workers cooperatives, etc. We have already discussed about cooperative sector. Cooperative societies have unique feature of joint ownership and democratic leadership. It's a voluntary association of persons whose motive is the welfare of its members. It's a form of business where individuals belonging to the same class join their hands for the promotion of their common goals. A cooperative society works on the principle of mutual help. Cooperative societies are represented and active in all sectors. It can be a farmers cooperative society, producers cooperative society, consumers cooperative society, workers cooperative society, credit unions, marketing cooperatives, housing cooperatives, and so on. These are generally formed by poor people or weaker sections of society for the betterment and upliftment of their economic conditions through mutual help. Usually, business organizations have the main motive to earn profit and exploit customers. But cooperative society has a motive of service to its members for common welfare. Its aim is not profit making. This organization will function under the mutual cooperation of all the members. Cooperatives accept deposits from its members. With these deposits as collateral, the cooperatives obtain large loans from the bank. These funds are used to provide loans to its members. Once these loans are repaid, another round of lending can take place. Informal sector loans. These are the loans from money lenders, traders, employers, relatives, and friends, etc. There is no organization which supervises the credit activities of lenders in the informal sector. They can lend money at whatever interest rate they choose. There is no one to stop them from using unfair means to get their money back. Most of the informal lenders charge a much higher interest on loans. In certain cases, the amount to be repaid is greater than the income of the borrower. This could lead to increasing debt and a debt trap. Also, people who might wish to start an enterprise by borrowing may not do so because of the high cost of borrowing. For these reasons, banks and cooperative societies should come up to lend more money to the people. Credit helps people from all walks of life in setting up their business trade in goods and increase their earnings. Credit or loans help in raising the standard of living and social status of the common man by enabling them to construct their houses, buy cars, scooters, televisions and other products. Thus, cheap and affordable credit is crucial for the country's development. Now let us see who gets what from formal and informal credit. We can divide the urban households in four groups. They are poor households, households with few assets, well-off households and rich households. If we compare the loans taken by these groups, 85% of the loans taken by the poor households are from informal sources like money lenders. Whereas 90% of the rich urban households are availing cheap credit from formal lenders like banks and cooperative societies. Formal sources like bank loans require proper documents and collateral. Absence of collateral is one of the major reasons which prevents the poor from getting bank loans. Similar pattern is also found in rural areas. The formal sector meets only about half of the total credit needs of rural people. The remaining credit needs are met from informal sources. It is important that the formal credit is distributed more equally so that the poor can benefit from the cheaper loans. It is necessary that banks and cooperatives should increase their lending, particularly in rural areas, so that the dependence on informal sources of credit reduces. While the formal sector loans need to expand, it is also necessary that everyone receives these loans, because at present it is the richer households who receive formal credit, whereas the poor have to depend on the informal sources. Do you know why? Getting a loan from a bank is much more difficult than taking a loan from an informal source like a money lender. Bank loans require proper documents and collateral. On the other hand, money lenders know the borrowers personally and often willing to give a loan without collateral. However, they charge very high rates of interest. There is no one to stop them from using unfair means to get their money back. Then why should credit at reasonable rate be available? Because it helps people to pay their credit without facing any difficulties. This would lead to higher incomes, and many people could then borrow cheaply for a variety of needs. It also brings an opportunity for everyone to pay the credit without much difficulty with reasonable interest rates. Cheap and affordable credits help people to improve their standard of living. We have seen that poor households are still dependent on informal sources of credit. Why is it so? Because banks are not present everywhere in rural India. Even when they are present, getting a loan is much more difficult task from a bank. As we have seen, bank loans require proper documents and collateral. To overcome these problems, people created self-help groups or SHGs. SHGs are small groups of poor people which promote small savings among their members. Simply speaking, these are small cooperative societies. A typical SHG has 15 to 20 members, usually belonging to one neighborhood, who meet and save regularly. Saving per month varies from 25 to 100 rupees or more depending upon the ability of the people. Members take small loans from these groups itself to meet their needs. The group charges interest on these loans, but this is much less than what the money lender's charges. If the group is regular in savings, it becomes eligible for availing loans from the bank. Banks provide small loans to the SHG members to create self-employment opportunities for housing materials, for acquiring assets like sewing machine, handlooms, cattle, etc. All the decisions regarding the savings, loans, the interest to be charged, repayment schedule, etc. are taken by the group members together. Any case of non-repayment of loan by any one member is followed up seriously by other members in the group. Because of this feature, banks are willing to lend loans to the poor women organized in SHGs even though they have no collateral as such. Grameen Bank of Bangladesh is one of the biggest success stories in reaching the poor rural people. Bangladeshi Grameen Bank was founded by economist Muhammad Yunus as a means of providing small loans to poor individuals. In October 2014, it had over 8.63 million members. It came up as an efficient means of helping the poor by providing them with opportunities to help themselves. More than 97% of Grameen's loan recipients have been women. In 2006, Grameen Bank Bangladesh and Muhammad Yunus were awarded the Nobel Prize for Peace. To sum up, we can say that it is essential that the total formal sector credit should increase so that the dependence on the more expensive informal credit becomes less. Credits at reasonable rates help people to pay their credit without facing any difficulties. This would lead to higher incomes and many people could then borrow cheaply for a variety of needs. Also, the poor should get a much greater share of formal loans from banks, cooperative societies, etc. Both these steps are important for economic development. This is all about money and credit. Keep watching. Thank you.